We walk amongst ghosts every day, be it sights of war and strife, or poverty and horror. The twisting, snaking paths are beautiful, but can lead us to some things undiscovered and terrifying. From the Mississippi Delta to the jungles of the Far East, the dead demand to be acknowledged. This is what we do here. Welcome to the House of Asher. And hello. Welcome to the House of Asher. I am your host, Steve Asher. And how the heck are you? Hope you're doing well in this last end of the month of September. And we are definitely in Halloween season. I'm definitely ready for it. Leaves are slowly starting to turn. The nights are cooler. Pumpkin spice, everything is springing up everywhere. And, it's time. I'm starting to see the neighbors put up, like the giant skeletons and all that, it's so funny. Stories of giant skeletons were suppressed and pushed, and now they're literally out on the front lawns of people's houses. It's a beautiful thing. I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, you can hear me on Spotify, iHeart, Spreaker, all that. And also, you're probably hearing me on YouTube. So please like and subscribe and share. I'd appreciate it. And you can also find me on steveasher.studio.com. And that's all lowercase and together. So anyway, was thinking about animals. Okay, not in a carnal sense, so get your mind out of the gutter. I was thinking about, do you remember when you were a little bitty and you have a favorite dog or a cat or whatever, and it really seemed like they understood you. Now I know a lot of times they read the tone of a person, body gestures, facial expressions, but I started really thinking about it. Was there a time when animals could speak? Was there a time, or at least where humans could understand the language? Now, most of what I know is from a Judeo, Christian type situation. Of course, there was the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Now, they also talked about Balaam's donkey. I think that was from the book of Numbers, where they literally spoke. Now, this, I guess, could convey a divine message to humans through animal voices. Now, I don't know about you. If you have a pet, I think you definitely know when they're sick, when they're bad, or not bad, feeling bad, when they're whatever. Same thing with a baby. They always want to say a baby is nonverbal. Trust me, they're verbal as all get out. They cry for this, they cry for that, they coo for this, they coo for that. And you will learn it by the time that they're getting up being toddlers and start using their big boy or big girl voices. You're definitely going to know it. And I am quite aware of there is human voice-like control in like great apes. I'm not getting into the evolutionary blah blah blah, but I know like chimpanzees and orangutans. There was a chimpanzee. He lived through the 40s, through the early 2000s, and he could carry on some conversations, and he could clearly say the word mama, which tells me if they can say mama, I'm sure they can say other things. Even a small child is capable of a certain amount of communication. Crows, starlings, parakeets, budgies, all these type of critters can communicate and replay words. Do they know maybe the degree and the full intent of the word? No, but they know if they say certain words, you get a treat. Dolphins, we can communicate as well. There's a lot of apes that use hand gestures, hand communications. It just is. And I wonder, it doesn't say it in the Bible in regards of like the Garden of Eden and all that. But like if the prophet was talking to the donkey, that was after the Garden of Eden. So were we at one time able to communicate with the animals? Because if Adam named the animals and did all this, I would assume they would have had a certain amount of comprehension. So, when did it change? So let's think about it. You remember the Tower of Babel. Babel, however you pronounce it. God decided to confuse the tongues. Now, I wonder, either at the Garden of Eden when he cast him out and more or less cut off his connection with the divine and the way he had it, I wonder if the animals' tongues got confused. Their own little Tower of Babel moment. But can we foster that? Can we reconnect with animals? Can we communicate? Now, I know people who work with wolves, people who work with different type of animals, will learn certain tones. Certain animals will use certain yips as happiness, some as fear, and some as there's an intruder or to hide. And these people that have kind of learned this can speak to them in their tongue. So obviously they can communicate. I wonder if and when that will happen again. Of course, I've not brought up the film Planet of the Apes, although it's one of my favorite films. How far are we from doing that? And the way we're doing genetic splicing and all this stuff, how soon will it be before we have a functioning orangutan gorilla, sure to be in some sort of service industry? I think it's coming. We can talk about all the AI and electric this and whatever, but I still think it's on the table. I think anything that we can manipulate, unfortunately, we're going to try to manipulate. And I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out, y'all. But I have heard of stories of people talking to animals. I mean, how many books, Animal Farm and all that stuff, The Jungle Book. There's always these anthropomorphic type creatures who not only take on behaviors of humans, they communicate with them clearly. I think it's there. I think it's a skill that we lost. That's just my personal opinion. And I think in time it's going to come if it's fostered and it's researched right. Hopefully they will have the best word is the wisdom to know just because they can do something, they don't need to do something. Because it could definitely mean there will be some stormy skies ahead. But I do want you guys to go out there, enjoy the best of your day. Go out there and talk to the birds. Go out there and talk to the geese. Feed the geese. Geese need something. Throw them some crackers or something. But sometimes this stuff is scary. But it's okay. There's fear in learning. So whence the sun sets behind the pines and the shadows grow long, make sure to check under your door, check your closet, look outside, maybe even look at your little dog at the foot of your bed. Maybe lean in and say, so what do you think about it? You never know. It might just answer you. But that's okay, because there's fear in learning, there's fear in new experiences. So I beg all of you to please take care and stay scared.